And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 114 of Checkpoint, brought to you by Strictly Casual, your number one show rounding up all the hottest gaming news stories of the week and discussing all the relevant topics you need to know about. I'm Vincent DeSantis today, joined by James freaking Walmer. James, how you doing, man?
I'm upset that you didn't go with what's on the script.
I didn't say Vincent DeSilly.
You didn't say Vincent DeSilly, and I'm upset.
It's just, I'll bust it out sometime.
I don't know.
I don't know why I wrote that, actually. I don't know. I was feeling goofy. I just went for it. It almost went to Vincent Dynasty.
Goofy and quirky.
Yeah.
Vincent Dynasty?
Yeah. I got a call sheet one time when I was a PA on set, and my last name said Dynasty on it. And I was like, this is actually great. I don't care that it says Dynasty.
Did the guy call you Vincent Dynasty for the rest of the week?
There was no even mention of the last name. I just thought it was funny. I didn't even mention that it was spelled wrong because I was like, it's too good. It was like 3 days of call sheets in a row that was Dynasty on it. But
that's hella funny.
Audio listeners, thank you so much for listening. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/strictlycasual. Please hit us with a rating on audio platforms and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. On the channel this week we have a men review that I did not publish on yesterday, so I have to figure out when I'm gonna publish that. Crap. I just remembered that. And we have a Marvel Theory video that still isn't out, but it's also coming out as well. Top Gun review should be live tomorrow morning-ish. And it's Obi-Wan week, baby. We got an Obi-Wan recording. We're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2 on Saturday morning, which should be up shortly after that. So that is not going to be a reaction video. It's not going to be like us watching the episode and posting that, because reaction content is dead on YouTube. Pretty much, but
as it should be.
We're trying to figure it out, because at the end of the day, the reactions do bring in new faces and new views to the channel, but it's not really the kind of content we want to be making. It's not really the goal here.
Heart's not in it.
Heart's not in it for the reactions, but I would love to talk about Obi-Wan, so we just got to find a new way to do that. So we're going to try that out with this show, and we'll see how it goes. James, what have you been playing this week, dude?
Not as much Apex as I would be, but my shots are getting even better.
You're just clicking heads?
I'm clicking heads. It's a little bit of like this is how it goes. It goes 160, 160, 70, 78, 78.
Yeah.
Loving the triple take, loving the Lombo DMR.
It's fun.
Two favorite guns. Other than that, I'm playing a lot of Elden Ring.
Okay.
Here's my issue with Elden Ring.
Yeah, tell me.
I talked about this on the show before.
Yeah.
But maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Elden Ring for me is too open.
Yeah, we talked
too
about
big,
this.
Too dense.
Yeah.
I was in this situation again where I stumbled upon, I was moving through trying to get another piece of armor, piece of whatever, and I got locked out of something, and I got pissed because I was like, damn, I didn't know, because there was one boss that I was that had closed off a bunch of quests and things.
Yeah.
And so I killed the boss, not knowing it had big repercussions for that quest line.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I killed the boss, and I was like, okay, I didn't get this one contract or whatever I needed to fulfill. And I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, if you kill this boss too early, you can't progress and get this one armor set. So I was like, damn, I guess I have to play the game again.
But
to get this armor set.
Wouldn't you rather have that than have everything be linear? It sucks in the moment, but wouldn't you rather have that option? Damn. I think I would.
I like the linearity of Dark Souls 3, because I think Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and previous Souls titles do a good job of giving you, letting you know when that's coming, so that you can be like, oh, well, if I need to go and check in with another NPC, this is the time to do it before everything it more explicitly signposts when this moment is going to be.
Sure. I get that.
Bloodborne does a great job of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe they don't the first run through. It's hard for me to think in retrospect because I've played these games multiple times already.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to go back and say, well, it did a really great job of signposting the first time, because I'm not sure. And I'm trying to approach Elden Ring with that same thing and being like, okay, first run through is just the first experience. And that's kind of how Soul games are played for myself and a lot of other people in the community of, yeah, you have that first run through that is your kind of your dry run, your raw dog in the game. You're just going through to get done.
Sure.
and then you're like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
this is my run where I'm gonna like go for this person's quest line, or I'm
Yeah,
gonna
specific
try and
things.
do like, yeah, you try and do specific things.
Um, Speaking of Elden Ring,
What about
my
you?
my cousin who
Hmm.
is 12 or 13, Josh, I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're listening and I butchered your age. Anyways, platinumed Elden Ring this weekend, and he was stoked on it. I saw him just destroying Melania. We talked about this.
Yeah,
Melania? I never know.
Millennia.
Melania. Yeah. Just absolutely destroying her the other day. And then he texted me, he's like, finish the game, saved right before the ending so that he can get the last two endings to get the platinum trophy.
Hmm.
He did it in like 82 hours, and then he just immediately started another run as something else. I was like, what a guy.
Yep.
What a guy. I'll get there.
Yep.
I got 40 hours in. So, I must be at least almost halfway done. Almost halfway. I did go very
Almost.
slow at the beginning, so
Yeah.
but pretty cool.
Have you picked it up at all?
Nope, haven't. I haven't played like
Okay.
any games this week. I've played the first intro mission of Destiny, uh, for
The
the new
new
season,
season.
which is cool. They have you
Yeah.
going back to the Leviathan, and it was double-edged sword because it was awesome. But I was like, okay, it's the same location we've been before, so it was
Mm.
a cool twist on it, and new enemy types. And James, there's finger guns in Destiny now. You can go like this and shoot. It's so cool. It's awesome. It's like
Is that like a ability? Is that a super?
it's a melee. So like for Warlock, instead of like the hand push thing, you can snap and like these explosive like balls come out and then they light up on the ground. It's kind of fun.
That's fun.
Because it came with Solar 3.0. So Void got reworked last season, Solar got reworked this season, and we'll see Arc get reworked.
Titan's got two hammers now, right?
Does he? I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, Titan has two hammers from that clip that I saw.
Kind of cool. I will
Yeah.
probably level up a little bit because they only raise the light level like 10 or 20 each new season, so it's not too hard to get there. And I wasn't able to do the raid last season, so I'll probably level up a little bit to be able to do the raid. But I don't really plan on like doing everything this season or anything
Mhm.
like that. The armor's also some of the coolest it's been. It's been pretty awesome.
Is that the Solar 3.0 armor that I've been seeing?
Yeah, it like glows out the
Really
chest,
cool.
or I
It's
mean,
really cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah. So I did
Mhm.
that, and then also multiverses. I've been playing a little bit of multiverses, which
Yeah, it's a WB Smash game, right?
yeah, and I'm just surprised like how low my expectations were for it and how actually fun it is. Like it feels pretty deep, the combat systems, and like
Yeah.
even though it's completely crossplay and I'm playing against, I could play against PC or whatever over the internet and stuff. There's like no lag. Like it's feeling really good. I'm never feeling frustrated. Like, oh, I clicked that button, it didn't go through. Like it didn't register the hit. Like it's feeling great.
Mhm.
So that's been pretty awesome.
Are characters fun? Who's your maining? Who's your
Um,
main?
I started with Wonder Woman because that's like one of the ones you have unlocked at the beginning. But then I started playing a lot of Jake the Dog, and I'm really liking Jake the Dog. But then I got
Okay.
Batman, and Batman's pretty cool, and Velma's pretty great. So I don't know. I haven't
What
even
has Velma got going on?
dude. She takes off her glasses and she's got this like when she looks at something, she goes like this. But when she takes it off, she like bursts this beam out of her face. It's kind of cool.
Oh,
It's
what the
awesome.
hell?
Or like she'll drop her glasses and look for it and run, and then like bulldoze the other people. It's awesome, dude. It's just
That's really fun.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and that'll be free to play, which is awesome because that is totally the type of game where it's like, I would not purchase that for like $30
Mhm.
or maybe I'd do $30, but like, it's going to be free everywhere. You can play everywhere. So you can just jump in with your friends every once in a while. There's no like expectation of grinding it or something. So,
Great.
besides that, I don't know. I haven't really played much else. Yeah, at all. I'm trying. Yeah, it's been a week for me on the game
Mhm.
site. But hopefully I can knock out a couple big projects here and finally finish Horizon. Oh my god, I'm over it. Maybe
What's next?
Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
going full time Elden Ring.
yeah. I was juggling 3 AAA games for a little bit here, and I was like, I can't do that. I won't be spending enough time with any of them, so I'm just gonna finish Horizon, then go back to Elden Ring, and then maybe Death Stranding after Elden Ring.
When does PlayStation Plus drop? The new reworked PlayStation Plus, isn't it in like
July
2
or
weeks?
June?
No, it's definitely June.
One of the next 2 months, summer months. But oh, I also want to play Returnal really badly, but I'll probably buy that. I'm not gonna
You get
subscribe
that
for
on
it.
PlayStation Plus.
I know. I don't know.
But you get it with the tier you'll already pay for. You don't need premium.
With this, but I'm not. I only have essential tier. I don't have extra. Like
Don't we automatically get bumped to extra, not essential?
we stay at essential because it's the same price. It's like $2 a month
Is it?
increase for extra. Yeah, pretty sure.
Mm,
$2 or $3 a month increase. It's not crazy, but it's like I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. We'll see. I'll wait till it launches and people start talking about it, and I'm sure FOMO will kick me in the ass and I'll buy it or something like that. That's how it goes.
yeah.
Or a couple surprise games
Yeah,
that
because
drop with it.
we pay $10 a month,
Yeah.
$60 a year. Yeah, it's essential.
Except usually you can
Uh-huh.
find it like in the winter months for $40 for the year, and I always try to pick it up then just to stack on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very interesting. James, speaking of PlayStation games, God of War Ragnarok was rated in South Korea, suggesting a 2022 release date. This comes from IGN as of yesterday or this morning. Like maybe this morning. Could be.
I think it was last night.
I went to bed pretty early last night. It was awesome. As spotted by Reset Era user mods, Ragnarok was rated as 18 and over game by South Korea's Game Rating and Administration Committee, and a game being rated usually signifies that a relatively complete version has been presented and therefore isn't too far from being released. While developer Sony Santa Monica has reassured fans that the long-awaited sequel to God of War is releasing this year, there's also been reason to be a little skeptical. 2022 has proven a particularly nasty year for game delays as the impact of COVID-19 still echoes through the industry. 29 games have been affected by delays this year so far, headlined by the recent shift of Bethesda's Redfall and Starfield into next year. Ragnarok was announced for PS5 and later confirmed to be coming to PS4 too in September 2020 after a 3-minute trailer was shared 1 year later. And this is just a previous IGN gave original God of War 2018 10 out of 10 and said that it has outstanding characters, world, and combat come together to form an unforgettable adventure. Here's the dealio. My guess is that God of War comes out 2022, but not for PlayStation 4. They do the old like, because I don't know, Horizon was able to do it, and Horizon looks pretty good on PS4, even though it's not running max. You have a thought? I could see it.
I see that happening. You know that my vote is always to snip PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on too, but I don't know if Sony sales department is ready to move on.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have PS5s, so it's easy to say, move on. Yeah, give it to me. That's fine. But
Right.
when the truth is, a lot of people still have PS4s to play this on.
Right.
Did you see the stat this week that every minute it was like 600 PS5s get sold, whereas every minute at this time of releasing the PS4, it was only 12 consoles every minute getting sold? Like the increase is the rate of which these are selling are way faster than PS4s.
Yeah.
That's just kind of nuts to me. I don't know why. That's just shocking. I don't know.
Are you talking about in retrospect to like the PlayStation 4 release?
Yeah. So at the same exact time,
Yeah.
this is
When
what
the PlayStation 4 released, it was like 12 consoles per minute,
no, that's like,
as opposed.
but a year and a half, or what are we at? We're almost 2 years of the PS5
Yeah, we're like
release.
almost 2 years into the life cycle.
So
Yeah.
this is like a year and a half after the PS5 release and a year and a half after the PS4 release. The PS5 selling 600 consoles a minute or something, and the PS4 at this time was only selling 12 a minute. I think that was the stat. Now,
That's crazy.
it's something around those numbers. I might be boofing that a little bit, but still crazy. I read it and I was like, wow.
That is really insane.
Yeah.
This goes in tangent or in tandem with news we read about last week, talking about accessibility settings also being revealed. So it looks like we're getting the drip feed of God of War info. Yep, we're getting
The
it
IV.
slow and steady.
Mhm.
The IV. So hopefully that indicates stronger mention. Maybe we'll see something. You know what I think is going on here? I think we're leading up to a big, like something big at the PlayStation event in June.
There's a reason they haven't.
Summer Games Fest.
There's got to be a reason they haven't announced all 400 games for the service yet that they're doing. God of War, I'm sure we get a launch trailer or gameplay. I don't even care to see gameplay, to be honest. I'm gonna play the game. Like, I'm gonna buy
I
it.
don't need gameplay.
I'm sure.
We've already seen gameplay. Like we don't we
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
the gameplay trailer, I think for the first game was really significant because it was a new
Right.
reboot,
Yeah.
right? Whereas this is a sequel, it's less necessary to show
Mhm.
off a gameplay demo because I feel like it's just going to build off a lot of the same systems
Yeah.
in the same similar way as like Last of Us 2 built a lot off of Last of Us 1 and redefined and
Yeah.
it was different generations, so
Although
obviously a lot more new things.
I think that'll be a bigger jump than this God of War.
I
This
agree.
God of
I
War.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought of that as I was saying that the Last of Us 2 was a really big jump from
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 1. And I don't think it'll be the same thing. I'm trying to figure out something comparable,
Right.
but in my head, I don't think there's
It's
much.
tough because I mean it's a rebooted game, and then
Right. On
well, not a
another
reboot.
generation.
Yeah, on a new generation. There's too many variables. We'll have
Mhm.
to. I'm sure it'll look gorgeous. It'll look great.
I know it's gonna look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The first one still looks gorgeous. Still,
First
it's
one
only been
still
a couple
looks great.
years. It's so
I mean,
good.
the first one got the 4K refresh.
Yeah.
And 60 frames unlocked.
That reminds me of another game I started this week, but we don't have to.
Are you gonna replay God of War 2018 in
Um,
preparation for this one?
Here's the thing. I know I could beat God of War in like less than 25 hours, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely doable, but right now I'm like overwhelmed. I feel very overwhelmed with games right now and like things that I want to be caught up on, and I'm just like not gonna be. Like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
What's
as
your
I get
roadmap?
closer. My roadmap is
I know you got right now you're finishing Horizon
yeah,
and then Elden Ring.
and
And what's after that?
I really want to finish Sifu. I really love Sifu. Like I'll get there eventually, but that's like over time. I think I'll chip away at that.
Right.
I know I'm like very late on this, but I still haven't played Elder Scrolls, and I have Elder Scrolls on my PS5 right now, and I want to. Yeah, I've never played it, dude. I want to so bad.
I think you would
after
really
just
like
playing
Elder Scrolls.
Me too. Yeah. I don't know. Death Stranding for sure. I'm looking over here at my little thing. I finished Skywalker Saga. I'll probably go back and play it again though. It's so freaking fun. I'll probably platinum it eventually, or at least do the missions in every world. But I know it's a little bit of tangent. My power went out 2 nights ago. For like I don't know 6-7 hours or something like that, and so like before bed I was like, oh, my Switch is charged. Might just play a little Switch. Not much else to do. I can't really read. It's pitch black in here. I ain't got any lights. I'm not trying to like hold my phone over my book or something like that. So I was like, let me bust open the Switch, see what I got going. So I opened up the SNES app on there. Started Earthbound. People are telling me like Earthbound is a game that you gotta play, and so I was like, why not? It's a good time to start this. It's fun, dude. Earthbound is super cool. It's like kind of mysterious. Like a meteorite has hit this town. You're like checking it out. It's got cool systems similar to, I mean, I don't want to say similar to Pokemon, but like Pokemon is very similar to it, but not the case where you throw monsters. It's just the turn-based and the way you walk around and talk to people and do inventory management and stuff is very similar.
Okay.
But it's cool. I enjoyed it actually. I might be playing some more of that eventually.
Great. Get your retro on.
Get my retro on a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna start this recording in 3, 2, 1. Moving on to our next article, EA is looking to sell itself or merge with another company. This comes from GameSpot.com. Electronic Arts is reportedly pursuing a sale or merger, and it's claimed that the video game publisher and developer has held talks with Disney, Apple, Amazon, and Comcast, and then also NBC Universal over a possible deal.
Some random
a lot of
companies
people
to
are
sell
talking
to.
to.
Yeah.
A lot of people. According to the news site Puck via Video Games Chronicle, EA has been persistent in pursuing a sale, and at one point it looked like Comcast subsidiary NBC Universal would have merged with the gaming company, with Comcast CEO Brian Roberts running the combined entity. Quote, the general terms of the proposal, which lawyers and bankers for both sides negotiated for several weeks, would have seen the Roberts family take majority control of the combined entity, end quote. The report claims. In the configuration most seriously discussed, the company would have been run by Wilson. That deal eventually fell apart due to disagreements over price and structure. Neither Comcast nor EA have commented on the report. The report also claims that Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard for a staggering sum has been the main driver of EA's desire to sell itself. It's funny to me.
It was $73 billion.
Yeah, but I'll touch on that in a second. Others say that EA is primarily interested in a merger arrangement that would allow EA CEO Andrew Wilson to remain as chief executive of the combined company, the report added. When reached for a comment, an EA spokesperson told GameSpot, quote, "We don't comment on rumors and speculation regarding to M&A. We are M&A, if that wasn't clear. We are proud to be operating from a position of strength and growth with a portfolio of amazing games built around powerful IP, by incredibly talented teams and a network of more than 500 million players. We see a very bright future ahead," unquote. So I read that quote, which one, fourth point, talking about um, this is in light of the Microsoft Activision
Yeah.
acquisition. And I read that just as EA saying, yeah, we kind of just want to cash out.
Yeah. Not just cash out, but like, here's the thing. I know EA does not make like award-winning games, right? They're not talked about in the conversation when we're talking about the best games
Not
of all time.
anymore.
Not anymore. Yes.
Not anymore.
But I think, James, that EA is in a great spot to be purchased. And let me tell you why. Let me try to explain this.
I'm interested.
I believe that these studios, such as Sony, or not studios, these companies, such as Microsoft and Sony, are buying companies not for exclusivity deals. I think everybody's expecting these companies to be bought for exclusivity deals. Now, Bethesda aside, because that is an exclusivity deal that Microsoft is definitely going to bring people to. I'm talking about Activision, like Activision Blizzard, and Bungie, to be some examples here. I think these two companies, Bungie and Activision, make games as service games. And they've both said that they're not going to be exclusive to Microsoft or exclusive to Sony. Destiny, going to be everywhere still. Call of Duty, going to be everywhere still for the next 3 years until that a decision gets made on there, because there's no decision yet. But these games have battle passes, they have in-game skins, they have this, and those all kind of filter up to the parent company to get more revenue, right? And I think that is going to make more money for them than doing it exclusive, because they're able to get money from every platform as a games of service game. So I think that EA has a lot of games in this form of a games of service thing, and they could be perfect to be purchased by one of these studios, even though it might not be like, oh, well, not FIFA anymore, because FIFA's doing its own thing and not with EA anymore.
Apex is EA, right?
Apex is Respawn, which is owned by EA. So yeah, if EA gets purchased, then Respawn gets purchased. That's Jedi Fallen Order. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of games on that too. But yeah, exactly. Apex, another great example. That is another subscription-based games as service type game. It's a battle royale, so it's a little bit different than like a Destiny, but it's still the same deal. Like, every couple months you have a new battle pass you can purchase and things like that. So I really do think that EA is very eligible for a purchase. I think that people would have eyes on them. What do you think?
I just don't see what EA has to gain from the acquisition.
Same thing the other studios would have to gain through the acquisition. Like, why would Activision sell?
Well, I think. Okay, so here's the thing with. I'm gonna go with Bungie.
Yeah.
Right, because Sony also has assets that Bungie wants because of the two mediums of the Bungie show.
Yeah.
Or Bungie show, the Destiny show.
Yeah.
And also because Destiny is an expanding game.
Right.
It feels like it's always growing. They're always iterating, things like that. And it's becoming a game that's going on for a very long time.
Yeah. And
I guess I see the systems of a game like Destiny changing a lot more than a game like Apex.
Yeah. That's true.
In addition, this is a little bit of a weirder thing than Bungie to me too, because EA has so many different titles and so many different games that are under it. So it'd be difficult for me to say like, okay, well, like, this is what it's really putting all of it. This is the basket that they're putting all their eggs into.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see where that is. I don't see what particular project they would want their funding from, either like Disney, Apple, Amazon, Comcast, NBC Universal, to like pour their money.
That's the question here. He's like,
these are also very oddball companies to buy EA.
Like Disney, they have deals with for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I guess, but Disney's not going to become I mean, they're not a publisher. Or they are a publisher by kind of, but they don't publish games necessarily. It's always another studio that partners with Disney to publish the game, right?
Could here's a question. Does the deal go down like this where EA goes to Disney and says, "Listen, like you guys don't publish games, like let us give you that opportunity to build that repertoire of
Yeah.
like publishing games so that you can start going into the games industry." And so Disney just becomes even more like an industry giant spanning across not only film but
Yeah.
games too.
I mean, let's also think about this. A couple more points here. Remember EA, that earnings call where they said they have like 4 live service games in development that we don't know about? Ubisoft and EA both had earning call where they were like, the next couple years is all going to be games of service. That could be something they're looking at. We know EA is not doing amazing. Like their year this year was what? Riders Republic, Battlefield 2042, which is technically another games of service because it has battle passes and stuff like that too that you can buy over time, like a lot of in-game purchases. But like, I don't know. I think there's a lot that could come. And if EA is not doing as well as they used to do, maybe they think that this big money from a bigger company might fund their next projects and stuff. It's not like they would sell and fire everybody and have other people fill in. It's like they would sell and then just have them make the corporate decisions on some things that they would have usually made. I don't know. I don't really understand all the inner workings of like what the sale could possibly mean. But this is just from like me seeing the other acquisitions being like, oh, okay, that's what this kind of could be. It's what it's looking like to me. I don't know.
Yeah. In order for this to be about gaming and receiving funding for gaming or a gaming project or another live service game,
Yeah.
I don't see a merger in which Comcast CEO Brian Roberts running it in the cards.
No.
If this was about gaming, they would want to maintain the EA CEO Andrew Wilson would want to remain chief executive.
Yeah, I don't see them selling to any of these ones that we talked about: Disney, Apple, Amazon, Comcast. Amazon has Luna. We haven't really heard anything about that in a long time. Disney and Apple don't really do games, even though Apple is over, and every year they're like, we're getting into gaming. Haven't heard a peep out of them. I would think this goes to a Microsoft or Sony or something like that if they do get sold eventually. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. And it's not like they do. EA gets licensed deals with big properties. It's not like they create things with big properties. You know, like their Star Wars stuff, or it's not like they're creating.
They don't create original big properties.
No. It would be Battlefield. Battlefield would be their big property, but we all know how that's going right now.
Does EA still own BioWare?
Let me see. Does EA own BioWare? Yeah, in 2008, BioWare was acquired by Electronic Arts. Yeah, because Anthem.
Because I know Mass Effect has been, like, they're gonna put in a new Mass Effect, and that's an original property.
Yep, that's true. That's a big property.
Unless it existed outside of EA as BioWare, and they just picked that up because they wanted Mass Effect under their belt as a property.
So, in 2008, Electronic Arts paid $860 million for BioWare, which that's pretty crazy. But here's the final thought I have about this is like EA is gigantic. They have a sports category.
Yeah,
they have
huge.
Respawn. They have like all these BioWare, all these like little companies under it that are making games. But if you think of EA as a whole and what's actually being produced by EA and getting released each year for EA, it seems it's such a small number for the giant that it is, you know? Just like, I know it's like last couple years, less games anyways, but like even the sports games, like now we don't have FIFA is not even in EA anymore. Some of their major flagships. So maybe they really are struggling. I don't know. Could be crazy.
Yeah, I think EA still has a year or two to turn themselves in a good direction again, because I think it would be wrong of them to see the state of where their games were and what they tried to do, because we look at Battlefield 2042 and it not only released as kind of a broken mess, but it was also kind of their flagship live service, big AAA title.
Right.
And I think for them to look at that and say, oh, we just need a different sort of live service game doesn't really make sense to me, because a lot of people because they're also seeing the industry right? You have the live service part too, but you also have these huge single player titles that are also doing really, really
Yeah.
well in the gaming space. And so I think with development of a lot of the older projects that are kind of like you have Dragon Age and
Yep.
you have the new Mass Effect title as these two classic RPGs that are super like almost like old school, like they're like we haven't seen them in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Dragon Age since Inquisition. We haven't seen Mass Effect since Andromeda. Um, and I think if they play their cards out, I think they could play those cards of
Leverage
really
themselves.
investing in their single player games and leverage themselves that way and say, okay, like we went in this direction and this didn't work out for
Yeah.
anyone. So let's move in this opposite direction and see what works better.
Yeah.
And I think if they pour their resources effectively into those titles, I think they could find more footing there, especially with like with like a lot of the not reoccurring, but the sort of like evergreen success of like Titanfall 2 as a single
Right.
player
Right.
shooter too.
Yeah.
I think Jedi Fallen Order and all these more single player
Oh yeah,
experiences
baby.
that they found a lot of success in, that I think it would be the wrong move to say, oh well, we just need to like these aren't enough. These aren't worth investing into. We really need to be upping our live service
Yeah.
um, game
Output.
model,
Yeah.
output, model, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I want to go back to this last comment that EA spokesperson said and
Yeah.
saying we don't comment on rumors and speculation. And their statement of that says we are proud to be operating from a position of strength and growth with a portfolio of amazing games built around powerful IP made by incredibly talented teams and a network of more than players. We see a very bright future ahead. That doesn't really indicate any sort of like acquisition
Yeah, but
at
would they
all.
want to? Would they want to even
I don't know if
allude
like
to it?
from that, I don't know if they would, because I don't know if any of these. Okay, so say what I said was true, right? And they saw that change and went away from live service titles back into single player titles.
games.
Although they've
Yep.
already previously said like in the next like 2 years we're gonna be like putting out live service games. Say we disregard that.
Okay.
I don't think any of these companies like Disney, Apple, Amazon, or Comcast, maybe with the exception of Disney, would invest into single player experience.
I don't know, but Disney's already doing single player experiences. Like
That's what I said, with the exception of Disney.
yeah, Amazon's gonna want to do their cloud thing, which means get as many on board as possible, and so they would be doing a new fresh multiplayer game. Comcast and Apple aren't even in the game yet. Like we don't know what they're doing.
I have no idea what they're doing.
So I don't know. Could be interesting. But guys, if you want to know all the latest on EA looking to sell itself, or if they sell, or anything else of that matter in gaming acquisitions, you can subscribe right here at Strictly Casual, or go check out the full podcast on audio platforms for free. The link is in the description. Please subscribe, hit us with a rating on there. It helps us out a bunch, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Cool. Nice. That was good.
Great.
James, we finally got an update on this. This is huge. This is big.
Hell yeah, this has been an ongoing story.
This is big.
This is a huge dub.
Raven Software quality assurance workers win a union vote. This comes from Polygon. Workers at Raven Software responsible for quality assurance on Call of Duty Warzone voted Monday in favor of forming a union. The first of its kind at publisher Activision Blizzard, the nearly 30-person group mailed ballots to the National Labor Relations Board in April, leading to an official count on Monday. 19 workers voted yes on the vote, 3 votes against the union, which means that, like, I don't know, 8 people didn't vote. Interesting. Labor organizing and unionization in the video game industry is more common outside of North America, especially Sweden. Huge on that. I was talking to a guy in Sweden about this, like on
unionization.
On Clubhouse back in the day. Interesting stuff.
Oh.
Technology industry in North America historically has been considered anti-union. Video game workers in particular have reported long work hours, sometimes up to 100 hours per week under crunch conditions and low pay. QA workers in particular told Polygon in 2021 that they often feel disposable with minimum wage pay and contract work cycles. Even before Monday's vote, however, Activision Blizzard workers saw success with regard to its solidarity campaign with the aforementioned full-time conversations and pay bump. Though a small part of Activision Blizzard as a whole, the Raven Software QA union effort has an outsized impact, workers said. with that win for all QA workers across the company. Video game union supporters are betting that the impact from Raven Studios' efforts will help push momentum forward towards unionizing the wider industry. Bam.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's cool. I'm glad these people got it. 30 people. I don't how does it work when it's not the whole company? Like if it's just a group of people. This is like
just the quality assurance team.
Yeah. I just wonder how, like, if that's part of the company. I don't know. It's like a group. That's like a team, you know?
Yeah.
You would think that this would be like other teams would be like, oh, let's unionize too. And then just the whole thing go union. Because you could strike the quality assurance team and they could just bring a new quality assurance team in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might 30 people.
I'd be compelled to like speculate, even if this was a sort of like damage control on Raven's team, on Raven's behalf, and been like, all right, well, like you guys over in the quality assurance, like they're trying to mitigate the damage and do like damage control of like, okay, like we're just gonna maintain the unionization of just this one team, and as long as you guys are the ones who are making the fuss around the office about unionizing, that like, okay, we'll let you guys unionize.
Sure.
You know, and maybe, so the hope is that this would inspire like other workers around the office to also like unionize.
Yeah.
What is I forgot, is the union here specifically for quality assurance workers, or is it just for like
it's a general labor union? They say
it's a general labor union.
Because remember the head of this labor union, let me see, it's in this Polygon article, the NLRB, which is, I'm trying to see right here, I don't want to get this wrong. Dang, I remember we had an article with like one of the leads of it talking about how they were trying to help these people out.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know, man. I can't. Oh, the National Labor Relations Act. Oh, and so the National Labor Relations B is something else. NLRB. Let me see. What is the NLRB? I just want to make sure I'm not boofing all this info because this is big to be boofing on. NLRB. If you find something, let me know. NLRB is the National Labor Relations Board. Thank you. There it is. So
Vince, you muted yourself by accident.
Thank you. The National Labor Relations Board is the NLRB. So
yes,
there you go. Which is actually located right here in Oakland. Really close.
Oh, super cool.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this, James, because I've made this clear before that I'm not always 100% like sold on unionization.
Why?
In all cases. Because I'm a little worried about certain things that they said specifically in this instance. I don't think it's bad in all instances to unionize, and I don't think it's bad to unionize as like the video game industry as a whole. This specific one's a little worrisome. We talked about previously that QA workers, also QA is like oftentimes a step into game development and like moving into game development. Like it's a great place to start.
Like contracted out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Already with unionization, it's very hard to move up in a company after it's very hard to grow in a company once unionized. There's no.
Yeah, because companies hate unions.
Yes, sure. But like even in the unionized group, like even moving up through that, it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? Like once things are set, you're not moving to the next level. Like you're not motivated, but not pushed to move to the next level or anything. It's like, okay, you're good. Like you have your stuff, stay there, that kind of thing. So like the turnover in labor in unionized workplaces is more than the turnover in non-unionized workplaces in some cases. And the big thing that like I don't understand about this, now I would love to talk to a Raven Software QA because obviously I'm not working there, so I don't know, right? They said previously that they feel like they were outcasted and because they were like in their own bubble, they weren't getting paid enough and stuff like that. To me, this is just painting a bigger target on their back. I'm glad they have higher pay and benefits now because that's great. That is really good.
Right.
To me, this is just a bigger target. And I think if Raven as a whole doesn't unionize, like the entire Raven, it would be so easy for them to like get rid of these 30 workers, you know what I mean, and bring in workers, unless the actual, this is what doesn't make sense to me also, is like if the QA team is part of Raven, how can the QA team itself be a union? Like, is that with the people or was that with the company? Is the QA team always in Raven unionized now? I don't get that. I need a union expert because I don't understand that at all. But yeah, I'm really glad that the 30 Raven, like these people, it says their pay went up to 20 an hour and allowed access to bonuses and benefits, which is nice, except now they have to pay union dues, which is also tough. It's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire company is 230 people. So that's actually like, it's a good chunk. 30 is a good chunk. Yeah.
There's a good chunk. You said it's 120 people?
No, 230 people.
230 people.
But still, 30 being, that's a chunk right there.
30 is a good chunk.
So again, I'm not against labor unions at all. I just like, I need someone to explain it to me where it makes sense in all situations. And this one, it's not like it doesn't make sense, but I have a lot of questions about it. I don't know. Just a thought.
I'm always going to be pro-union because I want the people there to have like be connected to another like source of power.
Sure.
So they don't have to like always go to Raven, who's only like purely profit focused.
Yeah. Right. That's also true. Although I would argue that sometimes the unions would be profit focused as well, because you have to pay them every month to be a part of that union. It's like they're obviously out for your best interests in getting you like higher pay and benefits, but they're like, we're taking some of that, like of the new stuff. It's just
part, like
it's part of it.
But it's also like in any sort of like decentralized system, you have to like put in a little bit of like tax just to like make sure that everyone gets what they need.
Yeah.
It's like a tax.
And then I don't think unions like decentralization. It's only decentralization from the company that you're trying to get away from. You're centralizing with the union, and then the union makes the decisions for you. But you have less autonomy.
But the union is not profit focused in the same way a company is.
Right. I guess I'm big on like I would want the autonomy to not have to make the decisions that the union would make. If there's options. If there's no options, then I don't.
Individualistic approach.
Yeah. Obviously, if these people felt like they did not have the option, so they felt like the option was better to go with a union in this case, which that's great. You weigh your options at that point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's interesting though. We'll definitely see, because I know Nintendo
also would tend to be more democratic though too. So like you would have more of it, like because you have a say in which like you vote for a union, and like because you're able to have that vote. That's like you saying like, okay, yeah, I don't want this, or I do want it.
That's true. Yeah, they were able to vote to be in the union too, which is very democratic as well. But yeah, we see Nintendo, certain groups of them trying to. I don't. It's not Nintendo as a whole, but it's like another group of a Nintendo thing trying to unionize. So I'm sure we'll see more on that, and a lot of other studios that we've been talking about attempting to unionize. So I'm sure this will affect. I'm sure this actually probably get the ball rolling for other people that have been thinking about it for a long time that just didn't know where to go. So
I hope so.
Yeah, could be cool. We'll have to see. See.
Moving on. Death Stranding 2 is seemingly confirmed. This comes from comicbook.com, as well as just Hideo Kojima's Twitter.
Yeah.
It looks like a new Death Stranding game is on the way as a follow-up to the first, based on recent comments from actor Norman Reedus, the star who played Sam in the Hideo Kojima game. Recently participated in an interview with Leo Edit and casually said, "We just started the second one," when asked about Death Stranding and other projects. Speculations about Kojima's next project, maybe plural, projects, have been running for a while now, but no such sequel to Death Stranding or anything else has been announced by the creator yet. Several projects were mentioned in the question, so the response from Reedus could have been ambiguous, but after a follow-up question asking how did that come about, Reedus spoke only of Death Stranding, confirmed that his second one comment was, in fact, in reference to the first game. Possibilities of a Death Stranding 2, or whatever such a sequel may be called, have been floating around for a while now as people constantly examine Kojima's cryptic tweets looking for hints about what's to come.
People like his cryptic tweets, post a picture with Paddington 2. Like, come on.
I know, he hasn't been like teasing anything.
No.
Reedus himself has suggested that a sequel might be in the works too, by saying at one point he believed coming. I feel like that's redundant to the first point. Despite those presumed teasers appearing every now and again, the game developer and Kojima Productions overall have been tight-lipped on what they're working on next, I guess, until now.
You're cutting out a little bit, by the way.
I'm cutting out?
Yeah, talk a little bit more into the mic. There we go. Sorry.
I'm reading here.
Move the mic over. It's cutting out full sentences.
This is as far as it goes.
Okay.
I'll have to do this guy.
Yeah.
Kojima took to Twitter to post a photo of him pretending to smash the Walking Dead actor's head with Negan's
baseball
Who's Negan?
bat. Negan's the bad guy from Walking Dead.
Oh, thank you. With Negan's baseball bat. The photos were also appropriately captioned with "Go to your private room, my friend," likely grounding him as a parent. It's possible these are old photos and Kojima is using to make light of the situation without directly confirming that Death Stranding 2 is happening.
Yeah. Very interesting. I don't know.
Very interesting.
Here's what I care about, though. I could care less about Death Stranding 2. Give me Metal Gear, baby. Package them up. Sell them to me. I'll buy it.
He doesn't own Metal Gear anymore.
I know, but I want him to
take it up with Konami, Vincent.
Exercise.
Take it up with Konami.
I know. Sad.
It is sad.
I actually hope he works on something more original, though. Or unless he has a great idea for Death Stranding 2. But I think Death Stranding 2 is a little bit tainted. Like,
tainted from what?
There's a lot of people that just wrote it off, like when they saw how the gameplay is. Even when it came out.
That's not like the target audience,
right?
Though.
It's also not his style. He does what he wants. Kojima does what he wants.
Oh yeah, Kojima just fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He makes whatever he wants to make.
I'm excited to play Death Stranding still, and I hear it just gets better and better every week because people build more stuff, make the game a little bit easier but more fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
And I think that was a part of his original intention.
Yeah.
Too.
Like the people that played it at the very beginning versus the people that reviewed it for director's cut had completely different experiences, which is awesome. That's really cool.
That's really, really cool.
Not a lot of games can say that. So I am so excited to jump into that game still.
Could this have I'm looking at this now and that in our news.
Yeah.
Should this have gone under our next segment?
Oh, potentially. But I mean, there's enough. Yeah, potentially. But it's more fun to talk about. I don't know. We talked about Norman Reedus, like that's something he said, and then Kojima, how he responded to that. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's more direct than.
It's in the gray area in between.
Yeah.
Which that's a great one. We'll start a segment called the gray area in between news and rumors.
The gray area. Mm-hmm.
But we do have one big rumor that is headed up by this week. Square Enix trademarked some things, which are leading to rumors of what they could possibly be making next. This comes from Game Rant. With most of the Final Fantasy VII fan base waiting for any updates about Part 2 of the RPG's remake, please, Lord. Hey, James, you pick up Part 1 on the Days of Play sale on PlayStation?
No.
Okay, it's a lot cheaper. It's like they knocked off like $20-$30.
No, it's been $40 every time.
Oh, it's $40?
Yeah, it's $40 for Remake Intergrade.
Sorry.
And it has been $40 for Remake Intergrade every time.
You could buy Remake and get the free upgrade to Intergrade. It doesn't make any sense, but it's doable. It's not a $10 upgrade for the PS4 version to the PS5 version.
Huh?
But it is $10 if you want to buy the Yuffie DLC. That's where they get you. So it's up to you.
Well, I kind of want the Yuffie DLC.
Me too. Haven't played it yet. It's 2 long missions apparently. It takes like 4 hours to beat. That's good chunk.
Might as well just get Intergrade.
Square Enix seems to be focusing on other endeavors, ? News has recently popped up online about the Japanese company filing a new trademark for Intergrade, which players know is the upgraded version of FF7 Remake for PlayStation 5. However, Square Enix has also filed new trademarks for 2 titles that have not yet been announced by the company anywhere else yet. It's been 2 years since Final Fantasy VII Remake was released, and since then, Square has been making clear efforts to keep player interest up. This can be seen through the title's PC release through the Epic Game Store, later on the launch of PlayStation 5 Intergrade, Upgrade, Yuffie, Intermission DLC. Now the community excitement continues to grow, especially since FF7 is celebrating its 25th year anniversary. Square is looking to likely capitalize on the occasion. According to Japanese trademark website, Square Enix has filed 3 new trademarks. 3, not just 2. 1 for Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade / could be a potential new one. It's like a very broad Final Fantasy VII type like thing we got here.
Okay.
And we have Labyrinth Striker, that's the code name for the trademark, and Final Bar Line as the trademark thing. Not much information can be gleaned from the trademark filing as it does not indicate a new video game will be coming out. However, the RPG's co-director, Tetsuya Nomura, shared the official Final Fantasy VII Remake 25th anniversary updates should be expected by the community soon. So he teases that we'll be hearing updates on whatever the next thing is for FF7. This may indicate the following. Basically, Labyrinth Striker and Final Bar Line trademarks. Square Enix has not shared anything about these titles. However, this will not deter the gaming community from already sharing speculations. Some believe that Final Bar Line could be pointing to a rhythm game that is very much like the Kingdom Hearts Memories of Melodies. I think that's what it's called, Memories of Melodies. That sounds right. Where Labyrinth Striker could either be Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, or Labyrinth is a character in another Final Fantasy game in which you fight as a character named Striker, I guess. I don't know all the Final Fantasy games, so Final Fantasy, it could be a remake of another game.
I don't either.
Or something. But yeah, that is all. So 3 potential new games. We got Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, a Final Fantasy rhythm game, and then maybe another remake or re-release of something. Yeah, that's that. So that's Rumor Watch from today.
Okay. I have nothing to add other than I hope one of these is a Strangers in Paradise. Strangers in Paradise Part 2.
Have you played the first one?
No.
God, the UI of that game scares me. Like, it visibly, like,
There's so much going on.
Yeah. Cool. It's time for random fun stuff.
Random fun stuff, baby. Stories without a story.
Hit me with the first one.
Gets delayed until 2023. Hate to see it, but
This is the one. Do you know this one?
No, this is the one.
I've been looking
The
forward to it.
2D, 3D pixel art with it's like cyberpunky. It's
Yes.
got like a lot of neon lights. Yeah.
This might make me resubscribe to Game Pass for a month or just pick it up on Steam. I don't know. We'll see.
Just buy the game.
But yeah, exactly. The PlayStation Days of Play sale started yesterday. There's some good dealios on there. Check it out. I might pick up Outer Wilds. Or Outer Worlds. Sorry.
Just know that Outer Worlds or which one?
Outer Worlds.
Okay.
The Bethesda one.
Made by not Bethesda.
Sorry, the Bethesda spinoff. That's what it's like. It looks like freaking
studio?
Fallout. Obsidian.
Yeah, thank you.
Which is developers from Bethesda.
You haven't played Fallout 4 yet.
No, never.
You haven't played any Fallout games besides New Vegas.
Besides New Vegas, no. Yeah. I gotta get on that. That's another
Fallout
one.
4 is fine.
People like it.
Yeah. Obi-Wan is coming to Fortnite
Tonight. Ben Studio says Siphon Filter will have trophies when it comes to PlayStation Premium. Pretty cool.
We got yet another No Man's Sky update featuring a new narrative, community goals, space whales, and more.
Space Whales, dope. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gets an October 28th release date with a little boat teaser thing. It was kind of interesting way. I don't really get it.
It was it didn't show any like gameplay or like characters. It just like faces on crates.
It's just, what's his name? Price. Captain Price.
Price?
Captain
Soap.
Price.
Soap?
Soap's dead. Right?
Oh yeah, Soap's dead. I don't know. I don't keep up with them. It's a lot of bullshit.
It's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of lore. It doesn't make any, like, why?
I don't get it. It's a fucking army man game.
Mm-hmm.
Those who bought PlayStation Now to try and get PlayStation Plus Premium on the low will be forced to pay the difference. Oh, they fixed this.
Okay.
They fixed this. Sony corrects PlayStation Plus Premium upgrade pricing. Users will no longer have to pay the difference.
So I should have done it. I should have stacked. I really missed out on that.
Yeah, you should have stacked.
Yeah. F. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R launches September 2nd, 2022.
Sony has announced new shows, a new Horizon series at Netflix, a Gran Turismo TV show, and as previously reported, a God of War series at Amazon.
Wow, Horizon Netflix? Horizon at Netflix? Why are they spreading these out like that? Different studios.
For different subscriptions, maybe.
Very
like
interesting.
cater to people who have different. I don't, because they don't really have a dog in any of these, in any of these services. Like they're not like, oh well, like we have a thing with Apple or we have a, or they're just like, I guess with HBO already, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would give God of War the HBO treatment, baby. I don't want to see that get any less of a treatment than what HBO.
Dude, everything that goes directly through Amazon, aside from Marvel's Miss Maisel, has been just okay.
Yeah, I like the first season of Jack Ryan was pretty cool. the John Krasinski spy
Oh
one.
yeah, I know people liked Jack Ryan.
I'm trying to think. Was there anything else I watched like week to week on there? I don't know, but I think I like the Amazon shows more consistently than I like the Netflix shows. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gran Turismo TV show? Is it gonna be like Cars?
Maybe like
Cars the
Ford versus
Disney movie?
Ferrari.
Oh. Oh yeah. I'd be more interested in a Gran Turismo like making of documentary, going out and shooting all the cars, getting the engine sounds and all that.
Maybe
That'd be
that is
fun.
it. I don't know if it's gonna be narrative based or not.
That's true. I could see a Gran Turismo TV show being similar to
Be like
oh my
Get
God.
Back by the the one about the Beatles, where it's like a docu series.
Could be like that, but I was thinking more like what's the British show that everybody loves? With
Top Gear.
yeah, I could see it being like Top
That'd be
Gear.
fun.
They just need a
That'd be
good
fun.
host. Maybe they get the Top
Yeah.
Gear host.
Oh,
be
what's his
awesome.
name? I forgot his name.
Damn it. I know exactly what he looks like. I can't think of his name.
There's James May, and who's the main guy?
British people aren't real, so you know, it's just
That's
that.
true.
Yeah. Like we watch Men. Just a good thing British people aren't real, because that would have been crazy.
Yeah. Jeffrey was my favorite, though. I'll say that. Jeffrey was so funny.
Pretty funny. BioShock, the collection, is available for free on Epic Game Store. That's huge. What the hell? Yeah, claim that, guys.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
I played
And I think Borderlands is still available.
good. Claim that. I'm trying to play it. I played BioShock 1 of this collection. Remember I played that when we were living together? I still got to jump into 2 and then play Infinite. But eventually. It's a good thing that's like an 8-hour game, because I can like do that. I miss 8-hour games so
I know.
much.
Me too. Me too.
I'm almost at 60 something 70 hours on Horizon. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Remember when you could play a game in a weekend? That was the best.
Yeah, now it's like maybe you play the first mission on the weekend, you're like, oh, okay. Okay.
You get so much more fatigue now.
I get burnt out of games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pay $60 for a 20-hour experience. You know what I mean? Like
For a good ass 20-hour experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need everything. Like I'm in here in
Right.
Horizon doing the open world stuff, because it does falter in some of those things, like checking off the boxes, some open world stuff. Thankfully, it doesn't make you do everything. But I'm like, nah. Why am I even? Is the trophy worth it? Is this platinum trophy worth it? Yeah, it is, baby. It is. I'm so close. I'm so close.
What a slave to trophies.
Yeah. And one more.
One more? That's it?
There's one more random fun stuff. 3 more trophies.
Oh,
4 more trophies
I think
for
so.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marvel MMO canceled 6 months after announcement.
F.
From the same team who was going to did DCU Online.
Yeah. And
A
that
little bit of an F, because I really like DCU Online.
and that $500 million that was going in to make this game is going into DC Universe Online and Lord of the Rings Online.
Which I'm so surprised they're still standing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time.
I also have a little update from CD Projekt Red.
Oh, yeah? What?
Yeah, they're already seeing improvements with efficiency with Unreal Engine 5. The initial research for the new Witcher game is complete, now in pre-production.
Good for them.
Most devs are on Cyberpunk 2077's expansion right now. Marketing will start in H2, I assume that means half 2 of 2022.
Amazing.
And then anime is coming in half 2 2022 as well.
Yeah, Edge Runners, baby, to Netflix. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Still, save files apparently corrupted with Cyberpunk, so we'll see if I ever go back to it. But God, I really want to.
Dude, it's sitting on my shelf. I gotta run it back into Cyberpunk. Maybe I'll do it this week.
So cool. Such a cool
I'll do it after I
game.
finish Elden Ring the first time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just scrolling through Nibelian real quick. Missed some stuff while we started the show. Stray is apparently listed with a July 19th date in the PlayStation backend.
Cool. I'm sure they show a little bit more of that to give it a little more advertisement before they launch it. But very nice. Got to finish Trek to Yomi
That's
also.
it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching episode 114 of Checkpoint, brought to you by Strictly Casual. Please, if you're listening on audio platforms, hit that follow, hit that sub, leave us with a review. We gotta go up on these audio platforms, baby. Skyrocket. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. And if you're on audio platforms, check out the YouTube. Appreciate you a bunch. We will see you next week. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, y'all.